I am sewing the pants on the left. This is how pattern should be pinned onto the material. This is the wrong side of the material, and this is the right side of the material. It's navy blue. Here is what you have to go by on what size. Since I'm making pants, I'm going to use the hip measurement. So 37, did I say 37? 47 is in between extra large and extra large. So I just went with the extra large. So I know which size to cut on my pattern. Okay, I'm cutting out pocket number 7. I have to make 2 of these, and I have to cut out number 5, make 2 of those. So I'm cutting the pattern literally right on the outside edge of this blue line. And I'll finish this up. Yeah, I was just thinking about my mom, bringing back memories, because I remember she used to have this around her neck, pins on her arm, and table was full of patterns. And I'd just be sitting there watching her, and I learned how to sew just by watching her, and then she let me do some stuff too. It's just brought back some really nice memories. So anyway, sewing is more than just making something. It's an enjoyment. And I think about my mom all the time when I sew, especially. It was so nice. Okay, let's get on with it. I already ironed my material, but now that I'm laying out my pattern, I want to make sure it's smoothed out. So I'm just going over right on where I'm going to pin the material. It'll just flatten out with material to underneath. This is the right side of the pattern, the wrong side of the pattern. I have the 8 on the pattern on the right side. And then there is the right side of the fabric and the wrong side of the fabric. So I have number 8, the right side of the pattern. Let me check it again. The right side of, wrong side of the fabric, yeah. The wrong side of the fabric. And then we look, this is the wrong side of the fabric. So that's how I have it set up. This is the wrong side of the fabric here. And I have my pattern up on the right side. So I'm going to measure, make sure this is all nice, and pin it off. It's folded on the seam, so I'm going to iron that so it's perfect. And I'm going to pin it right on the edge. So when I open it up, it'll be wide. Yes, I got lots of material here. So I'm going to unroll this, and I've got the other leg, number 6. I'm going to put that all on and pin it. I got number 6 pinned, and I'm going to cut all the pieces that I have pinned. The material was moving underneath the pattern, so I just added more pins. I made a mistake before. I didn't see this fold line here. Center, front, on, fold. Okay. So I did it again, and I made a fold, and I cut this up. Sew your seam together at the edge of the pocket where your hand's going to go in. Then you turn it over, press it, and then you're going to put a small seam all the way around. Then you're going to open this up back up to the wrong side. This is pocket number 5. And you're going to line up pocket number 7. Match the notches. Notches, pin, and then sew all the way around just the outer edge. You don't want to close this up. So it's going to look like this. I have it all pinned. So I'm going to sew this. Wait, start here. I'm going to sew this, go all the way around. Okay. Step 4, stitch one side front 7 section to each pocket facing at outer edge, keeping front free. Start sewing, back stitch. I put it on the highest setting to baste. Good, baste the side on the highest setting again. Keep this flat so you don't get bunched up. I can go over those needles because I'm on the highest setting. Here's how it looks when it's done. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the front. Sew it around the outer edge and then baste the top and the side. Okay, I got my pins for my stay stitch all lined up, and I made sure this lays flat. I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. This video is for people who are just starting out. I just got my new serger, so since I already made a stitch all the way around this, I'm going to go ahead and finish it off with my serger. This is the outside edge of the pocket. I think it lines up right there, and it'll do the edge all the way around. See that little line? No, this is all new to me, so I had to stitch mine first before I could do this part. You don't want to do that. Hey, if anyone's out there who has more experience with serger, can you let me know, should I finish each piece after I cut it all out? Or I sew the pieces together, then finish them? I'm not sure. Stitch back to front at inner legs. Okay, big mistake number 1. I should have measured the inseam. This is the hip line right here. Hip line, okay? Should have matched the front and the back up, okay? Here at the hip line, I should have measured all the way, because my inseam is 32. And see, the longer piece is 32, but the back is too short.
No.
30, so it's 33 inches, but once I hem it, it'll be 32 inseam. So now I had to add length onto this one because I cut it too short. So we're learning together, and my mistake, we won't do it again. Your gain. Pick up the length. I went and found another piece. Here's the bottom. It was too short, so when I started to pin the inseam together, I realized it was too short. So I sewed another piece on the bottom, and I left it bigger so that I could measure it exactly once I do the hem. So that's how I'm going to fix it, and this is what it's going to look like. It's just going to have a line on the bottom. Just have this seam on the back, and It'll just look like part of the decoration. Give it more interest. Well, now that I fixed that mistake, I'm going to start here. I'm going to sew the inseam, the front to the back. I added my length from here to here. So just going to go ahead and cut this length off of here so I could use the rest of this material for the other leg. Just going to go ahead and iron out my seam. Then I'm going to go and finish the edges with my serger. Then I'll start on the next leg. Okay, I'm going to serge the edge of these pants. Flip this down. Pull this. Make sure the material underneath is not in the way. I'm going to do the other side. Lift this up. Under. Make sure everything's out of the way. Okay. Here we go. So I'm just going to have this ironed to flatten it out. Keep it straight. Stitch crotch seam. Stitch again 1/4 of an inch in way. In seam allowance, a long curve is shown. Trim close to second stitching. Okay, I got the crotch all pinned up. I put a lot of pins in to make sure that it stays. I'm going to do the second 1/4 inch stitch right along there. Make sure that stays flat. going to iron this to set it. And then I'm going to do the edges on the serger. But first I'm going to cut close to this second seam in the crotch. Did the serger on my seams, and I'm just ironing right at the crotch where I did a 1/4 inch seam and cut it. So I just did the serger over that too. So that looks very finished. Stitch back to front at sides. Okay, I'm going to stitch up the sides, and I'm going to match these notches. Match these notches inside here. I matched these dots. I don't know if you can see, there's one here, and you know there's got to be one in here somewhere. Oh, there, it's on top. So it went all the way through. So, yep, matches perfect. Make sure these notches match, and then I'm just going to continue pinning all the way down till I get to the bottom. Here's where I am going to cut this extra that I left on here. So now we added the rest of this so that we have an even bottom, so we can hem it. Now I'm going to go and sew. Give everything a really good ironing. And then I'm going to work on the waistband next. But as you can see, I did finish the edges here on both sides. I used my serger, so once I get this all ironed, it'll be nice and ready to do the waistband. Just going to finger press, and then run the iron on it. Oh. You can see where the notches were. There's nothing for the serger to hold on to, but it's on the inside and won't be able to tell. This is my waistband, the center back. It says to stitch center back seam of waistline 4, right sides together, leaving free between small circles. So between these small circles I'm going to leave free, and I'm going to pin and sew. Going to press this at 5/8 of an inch down my presser foot. Move the pin. And I'm going to stop right at this little circles. Leave this space open. And it says to fold on the center line, wrong sides. Didn't it say wrong sides together? Yeah, wrong sides together. Baste or pin raw sides edges together. Edge stitch close to folded edge. So I'm going to take this to ironing board and iron it all. And I'm going to right on the corner edge closest to the fold. And I don't know if you can see it, but here is the little space that we left with the elastic in. So I'm going to go right on the very edge, so when I'm closing that hole up. Let's see. You know what I should have done before I started this? I should have used my serger to do these and edges at the bottom here. I'll do that next. Okay, I'll finish this up. There's the hole in the seam. So I'm going to go right along the edge, put it on this line right here. Make sure this is out of the way. Step 8. Pin waistband to pants, matching notches, centers, and squares to side seams, having the opening uppermost or on top. When finished pinning, stitch 5/8 inch all the way around, and stitch again 1/4 of an inch away in seam allowance. Start at the center back. And I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 inch in the seam line. I'm just finishing it up, pressing this seam allowance down. Just put a little bit of extra water on there. There we go. Cut a piece of elastic, a comfortable waist measurement, plus 1 inch. Insert elastic through opening in waistband. Lap ends. Hold with safety pin. Try on and adjust if necessary. Stitch ends of elastic securely. Slip stitch opening in waistband. I have an 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch, sorry, of elastic, but I do have this 1/2 inch. I think that'll fit in there perfect. I might even sew the edge or something around. I'm not sure. To hold it so it doesn't twist over when you're putting them on and off and in the wash. And I think the reason why I could do that is because I only sewed a 1/2 inch from here to here on the edge, and I think it was supposed to be 5/8 of an inch, but it just didn't seem right to me, so that's what I did. And then I sewed another stitch, like 1/8 of an inch away. So that left me with this 1 inch. So 1 inch. I'll get it to fit. There it goes. Yep, it'll work. So I'm going to stitch these elastic together. Just got to keep working this through, flattening it out. Until you get this all adjusted here, and then you can just sew up this hole in the back. Now I'm going to stay stitch this. I'm going to close this up because I have this sewed. So I'm going to start on the inside. Put that in there. Tuck it in. And then put it through the loop to lock the stitch. Finish lower edge of pants with a 5/8 inch narrow hem. Finished mine with a 5/8 inch edge. It looks different from there, but this is what I took at the main, 5/8 of an inch. Well, either way, it looks good. You look on this side. Oops. Got a couple fuzzes. It looks good on there. So, search on YouTube for videos on blind hems if you didn't want your hem to show. There are many professional videos out there. These are the pants that I made. They have the pockets. They're wide all the way around. This is view D. And I also made this jacket, but I bought a dress. It was a 3X. And I cut the top off and made a jacket. And then I used the bottom part of the dress to make shorts. And so now I have a shorts outfit with a side pocket. This is view A, shorts. I had to take in the jacket to fit. This was the Croft and Barrow dress that I used. It was on clearance rack for $4. I hope this video helped you. Even with the mistakes, we can learn from them. This is pattern B6750.